I was talking to my neighbor, Helen, the other day. She's 72, full of life, but lately, she's been feeling a little off. Sluggish in the afternoons, that occasional dizzy spell when she stands up too fast, and her blood pressure? Well, let's just say her doctor's been keeping a close eye on it. Sound familiar? If you're over 60, chances are you've had moments where your energy dips, or maybe your blood pressure isn't quite where it should be. And here's the thing, most of us assume that's just part of getting older. But what if I told you there's one simple drink, something you probably already have in your kitchen, that doctors say can dramatically improve your blood pressure, boost your energy, and even help you feel sharper throughout the day? That's exactly what we're talking about today. Because here's the truth, small changes can make a big difference in how you feel. And this drink? It's not some expensive miracle potion or a weird health fad. It's something so simple, so accessible, that once you hear about it, you'll wonder why you haven't been drinking it every single day. Now, before we get into what this drink is, let's talk about why it works so well, especially for seniors like you and me. You see, as we get older, our bodies don't hold on to hydration the way they used to. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired, foggy-headed, and yes, it can even raise blood pressure. But here's the kicker, most of us don't even realize we're dehydrated. We might think, I'm not thirsty, so I must be fine, but by the time thirst hits, our bodies are already struggling. That's where this drink comes in. Not only does it rehydrate you better than plain water, but it's also packed with natural electrolytes, those little minerals that help your nerves, muscles, and heart function smoothly. And the best part? It's something you can make in seconds, with ingredients you already know and trust. So, what is it? Drumroll, please. It's lemon water with a pinch of Himalayan salt. Now, I know what you might be thinking, really? Lemon water? That's it? But trust me, this isn't just any lemon water. When you do it right, it's like giving your body a gentle, natural tune-up. And here's why it works so well. First, the lemon. It's not just for flavor, it's loaded with vitamin C, which helps your blood vessels stay flexible, and that's key for healthy blood pressure. Plus, it gives your digestion a little nudge in the morning, which is always a good thing as we get older. Then, the Himalayan salt, just a tiny pinch. Unlike regular table salt, it's packed with trace minerals like potassium and magnesium, which help balance your fluids and keep your heart happy. And no, we're not talking about a salty taste, just a small sprinkle, enough to make the water work with your body instead of just passing straight through. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. Maybe you've heard that salt is bad for blood pressure. And yes, too much processed salt can be a problem. But natural, mineral-rich salt in small amounts? That's a whole different story. In fact, research shows that the right kind of salt can actually help regulate blood pressure by keeping your electrolytes in balance. So, how do you make this magic drink? It's simple. Start your morning with a tall glass of room-temperature water. Cold water can shock your system first thing. Squeeze in half a fresh lemon, none of that bottled stuff, because fresh is always best. Add just a tiny pinch of Himalayan salt, we're talking less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. Stir it up, drink it slowly, and let your body soak in the goodness. Do this every morning, and within just a few weeks, you might notice your energy feels steadier, your head feels clearer, and yes, your blood pressure might just thank you for it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, okay, but what if I don't like lemon? Or what if I have kidney issues, should I be careful with the salt? Great questions. And that's exactly what we'll cover next, because while this drink is a game changer for most seniors, there are a few things to keep in mind to make sure it's right for you. So, let's talk about who should tweak this recipe, what to do if you're on certain medications, and how to make this drink even more powerful by adding one extra ingredient that doctors absolutely love. You know, when I first started drinking lemon water with that little pinch of Himalayan salt, I'll admit, I was skeptical. I thought, how can something this simple actually make a difference? But then, after about 2 weeks of making it part of my morning routine, something funny happened. I realized I wasn't reaching for my afternoon coffee as much. That 3 p.m. slump? It wasn't hitting me as hard. And when I went for my next checkup, my doctor actually noticed a change in my blood pressure. She looked at me and said, "What have you been doing differently?" Now, I'm not saying this drink is some kind of magic potion, but when you give your body what it really needs, especially as we get older, the results can surprise you. That said, I also know that no two people are exactly alike. Maybe you're thinking, this sounds great, but what if I have to watch my sodium? Or maybe you're not a fan of tart flavors and want to know if there's another way to get these benefits. Well, that's exactly what we're covering now, because the last thing I want is for you to try something that doesn't work for your body. Who should adjust the recipe? First, let's talk about the salt. If you have kidney issues, high blood pressure, or your doctor has put you on a strict low-sodium diet, you might be wondering if that tiny pinch of Himalayan salt is still okay. Here's the good news: for most people, that small amount won't cause any problems. In fact, the minerals in Himalayan salt, like potassium and magnesium, can actually help balance sodium levels rather than spike them. But, and this is important, if you're on medications like diuretics, water pills, or have been told to limit salt strictly, then skip the salt and just stick with lemon water. You'll still get hydration and vitamin C benefits, which are fantastic on their own. Now, what if you hate the taste of lemon? Maybe it's too sour for you, or it bothers your stomach. No problem. You can still make this drink work for you. Try these tweaks. Use just a quarter of a lemon instead of half. Add a teaspoon of raw honey, if you don't have blood sugar concerns, to mellow out the tartness. Or, swap lemon for lime, it's a little gentler but still packed with benefits. The powerhouse ingredient that doctors love. Now, let's take this drink to the next level. Because if you really want to supercharge your energy and blood pressure health, there's one extra ingredient that doctors and nutritionists swear by, especially for seniors. It's apple cider vinegar. Now, before you make a face, hear me out. Just half a teaspoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar can make this drink even more powerful. Why? 3 big reasons. 1. It helps balance blood sugar. If you've ever felt that mid-morning crash or noticed your energy dipping after meals, this can help smooth those spikes. 2. It supports digestion. As we age, stomach acid tends to decrease, which can lead to bloating and indigestion. A little ACV gives your gut a helpful nudge. 3. It's great for circulation. Some studies suggest it may help relax blood vessels, which is exactly what we want for healthy blood pressure. Now, I won't lie, it does add a bit of a tangy kick. If you're new to apple cider vinegar, start with just 1/4 teaspoon mixed into your lemon water, then work your way up. And always dilute it, never drink it straight, as it can be harsh on tooth enamel. When to drink it for maximum benefits. Timing matters with this drink. You'll get the most out of it if you have it first thing in the morning, before coffee or breakfast. This helps rehydrate you after a night's sleep and primes your digestion for the day. If you're using apple cider vinegar, wait at least 20 to 30 minutes before eating to let it do its magic. You can also have a second glass in the mid-afternoon if you're feeling sluggish. Just skip the ACV later in the day, as it can be energizing. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, but what if I forget to make this in the morning? Or what if I'm traveling? Can I still do this? Great questions. And that's exactly what we'll cover next, because life happens, and I want you to have simple ways to keep this habit going, no matter where you are. So, let's talk about how to make this drink when you're on the go, the one mistake most people make that ruins the benefits, and how to know if it's really working for you. You know, one of the best compliments I ever got about this lemon water habit came from my friend George. He's 68, travels constantly to visit his grandkids, and always used to complain about feeling wiped out after flights. Then he started making this drink, even on the road, and he told me, I don't know if it's the lemon or the salt or what, but I'm not getting that travel fog anymore. And that's the thing, this habit sticks because it's simple, but only if you know how to keep it up when life gets busy. So let's talk about how to make this work no matter where you are, the sneaky mistakes that can undo the benefits, and how to really see the difference it's making in your health. Taking this drink on the road. First, travel. Maybe you're thinking, how am I supposed to squeeze fresh lemons in a hotel room? Or I can't exactly carry Himalayan salt in my pocket. Here's the good news, you don't have to. For lemons, those little plastic lemon-shaped bottles of juice? Not ideal, but in a pinch, they'll do. Look for ones with no added sugars or preservatives. Even better? Pack a few lemon wedges in a small container or Ziploc bag, they'll last a day or two. For salt, a tiny spice jar, the kind you get in a sample size, with Himalayan salt takes up 0 suitcase space. Or, if you're really minimalist, a few grains on your fingertip stirred into water still helps. For apple cider vinegar, they sell travel-sized bottles, or you can premix a tiny amount with water in a small container. Just don't bring a full-sized bottle unless you want TSA asking questions. The key is to simplify, not skip. Even if you can only do lemon water without the extras while traveling, it's still hydrating you better than plain water, and that's what matters most. The number one mistake that ruins the benefits. Now, let's talk about the mistake almost everyone makes at first, myself included. You might think, if a little lemon and salt is good, more must be better. Nope. Too much lemon can wear down tooth enamel over time. Too much salt, even the good kind, can backfire if you're sensitive to sodium. And too much apple cider vinegar? That's a one-way ticket to Heartburn City. Here's the sweet spot. Lemon, half a lemon per glass is plenty. If you want more throughout the day, switch to plain water after your first glass. Salt, that tiny pinch is all you need. Enough to taste nothing, but still get the minerals. ACV, never more than 1 teaspoon per day, and always diluted. Your throat will thank you. How to know it's working. Now, the fun part, how do you know this drink is actually doing something? Because let's be honest, if you're going to make this a habit, you want to feel the difference. Here's what to watch for. 1. Energy. Within a week or two, you might notice you're not crashing as hard in the afternoons. That's the hydration plus electrolytes at work. 2. Bathroom habits. If you used to feel, let's say, sluggish in that department, the lemon can help get things moving more regularly. 3. Blood pressure. If you track yours at home, look for subtle dips over weeks/months, not overnight changes. 4. Skin. Hydration shows up here too. Some people notice their skin looks less dry or crepey after a month of consistent lemon water. A little notebook by the fridge where you jot down how you feel each morning can help spot patterns. Or just tune into your body, you'll feel when something's working. When to expect results, and when to tweak. Here's the truth, this isn't a miracle by midnight kind of thing. Some people feel perkier in a few days, for others, it takes a few weeks. If you don't notice anything after a month, try adding that 1/4 teaspoon apple cider vinegar if you haven't yet. Drinking it slower, sipping over 15 minutes lets your body absorb it better than gulping. Checking if you're actually using enough lemon. But if you've given it a fair shot and still feel meh, that's okay. It might mean your body needs something slightly different, like more protein in the mornings, or a different hydration booster. The key is to listen to what your body's telling you. A final thought, and your next step. At the end of the day, this drink works because it's simple, not because it's flashy. It's about giving your body the basics it craves, especially as we get older: hydration, minerals, and a little kickstart for digestion. But here's what I really want you to take away: you're never too old to feel better than you do right now. Whether it's this drink, a 10-minute walk, or just drinking more water in general, small steps add up. So here's my challenge for you: try this for 1 week. Just 7 mornings of lemon water with that tiny pinch of salt. Pay attention to how you feel. And then? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Did you notice a difference? What tweaks worked for you? Because the best health tips aren't the ones some expert shouts at you, they're the ones we share with each other. So let's keep that conversation going. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Because we've got a lot more simple, science-backed tips coming your way to help you live your best life after 60. Here's to feeling good, one sip at a time. Cheers!